hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I bet. P, URL in the building. How you feeling, man? Tomorrow, Kings vs Queens.
Nah, everything good, man. I'm excited.
Okay, okay.
Another one, man. Every month, man. We out here moving around with something all the time, bro.
Nah, that's a
What's going
fact.
on though? What's good?
Um, chilling. I was giving them a brief, display of what we gonna be talking about, and they had a question. They said, if Easy's from Philly, why was he a judge on the New York Crucible?
Um, it's not a New York Crucible. It's the New York. It's the New York. It's the New York region,
Mm,
right? Just
okay.
like when we did the Crucible in St. Louis, it's not the St. Louis Crucible. It was the Midwest region.
Mm,
L.A. was the West Coast region. It's not specific to the state. That's just where it happened at.
okay. Now let me ask you. A lot of people been having you know, giving flack to the New York region Crucible, and how do you feel about that? Because they said episode one was crazy.
Yeah. Nah, I love it actually, bro. I
Yeah.
love it. Um, because I think what a lot of people not realizing is in the old PG system, like like you've been around for a while.
Yeah.
You remember the Facebook posts and the Twitter posts that you saw with people saying free my footage. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Oh, my footage didn't come out. They vaulted my footage. Where's my battle? When my battle dropping? See a lot of people complaining about battles. And you saw a lot of fans too saying, yo, why don't they don't just put out everybody footage? These guys travel from far, they on their own dime and all this stuff to do stuff, and then they do all of that and they battle don't even come out. Well, if you look at episode one, I think now you should understand why all the footage didn't come out. You know what I'm saying? Um, you get to see everything. You saw everything. We did everybody who auditioned. You saw some of what they did.
Yeah.
Um, I saw some comments where people wanted to see the whole joint. Pause. Um, I think what they're not realizing, like if you look at it, those episodes, like each episode is chopped into two parts, part one and a part two, right?
Mhm.
Um, it's 30-minute episodes. And you have to understand that you're only seeing about 30 seconds, 30 to 45 seconds of each person's round. And you got to remember, each person rap two 90-second rounds.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So if one episode is over an hour long and you're only seeing 30 to 45 seconds of their performance, how long you think it would be if we included the other 90 seconds that you didn't see, plus the other 15 seconds you didn't see from the round that you did see? That
Mhm.
joint, it'll be like 2 hours long. It's too much. When American Idol does, you don't see every number one on American Idol. You don't even see every single person who auditions um audition.
Yeah.
When American Idol first comes on, you see thousands of people lined up or hundreds of people lined up outside of the venue. You don't see hundreds of auditions. You just see, the top couple ones, or the worst ones, or the best ones. And you don't get to see the whole entire audition.
That's a fact.
But
Now
yeah.
let me ask you this: do you feel like after watching the New York region one, like they just came up there playing, or a lot of them just got, caught in the moment and ain't really expect to be in that position? Like, what do you like? I'm only asking that for the future reference. You know what I'm saying? Like,
hmm
what do you think? What are y'all looking for, and what do you think people need to bring when they actually get a shot at the Crucible? So it kind of could be like, some type of
hmm
guideline and motivation for the guys forward, so we don't have to see this shit
Yeah.
again.
Yeah. I'm gonna cut the guys just a little bit of slack for a couple reasons.
Yeah.
All right. So the first reason is because we used to have the PGs. Now we got the Crucible. If you
Mm-hmm.
just look, from an aesthetic standpoint, just look at it. It's different. Like these guys went from battling in front of a crowd to it only being them and their opponent in the room and the scouts and the judges. You
Yeah.
know, D, you can attest. Going from battling in Irving Plaza and then going to these smaller rooms because of COVID. It's an
Yeah.
adjustment that you got to make.
Yeah.
Everybody's not used to rapping in that environment. Um, Not to mention, you know, D, I know you've been to a couple PGs events. Like the PGs, you could kind of just show up and just do your thing without there being a whole lot of pressure. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Because the environment wasn't too different probably from what your home league was. But it's something totally different, when you're rapping and why you're rapping, people are judging you while you're doing it. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? At the PGs, it wasn't like that. You just got up there and did your thing, and then a couple weeks later, you might get a call back. But while you were rapping, you didn't have to worry about somebody was watching you literally right then, judging you on the spot.
Mm-hmm.
That can be a little bit intimidating. Um, but you know, I mean, the scouts picked who they picked, man.
Yeah.
They picked who they picked, and that's another great thing I love about this process as well, because there's accountability in it. You guys can go on the Crucible on Instagram, the URL Crucible Instagram account, and it tells you everybody who the scouts picked. It has the scouts picture, and it shows you their pick for that region. So if you upset that a particular person got picked or whatever, I mean, you can at that scout and talk to him. You know what I'm saying? You can harass them if you want to, and I actually like that though, because back in the day with the PG system, once again, I could give somebody a PG and they get up there and it was ass. But the people at home didn't know I did it. They didn't know if I did it. They didn't know if Bills did it or Troy Martin. They didn't know who did it. All they know is the guy wasn't good, and they was killing that particular person.
Mm.
But now, when somebody's not good, you can talk to the person directly responsible for them being there.
Okay.
So I love it. Now, as far as what we're looking for, so there's another thing too. Like the Crucible, number one, it's not a tournament. It's not you got to beat the
Okay.
person you're standing in front of. That's not what this is. Like, and what everybody's watching right now is phase one. Phase one is just auditions. We went to 6 cities. We picked 22 people per city. Each scout got to pick 2 people, and there's 11 scouts. So that's how you get your 22 people. The 2 people they picked had to come from that region that we were in. So when we were in St. Louis, they had to pick people from the Midwest. You couldn't pick. I don't care if somebody was dope in Cali. You couldn't pick them until we went to the Cali region. Um, but yeah, I mean, so you know, we hitting these regions. They had to prepare 2 90-second rounds. The 90-second rounds, the material they prepared was not specific to anyone.
Okay.
It was generic material. We went out to the waiting room and we said, you and you, come in. And they came in and they rapped the 2 90-second rounds they had. And the reason that it was only 2 rounds is because, D, I think you would agree, you don't need to see 3 rounds to know if somebody got potential or not.
Nah,
No,
really, really like
no.
8 bars.
There you go, 8 to 12
Yeah.
bars. You know right then if they got it. So
Mm-hmm.
the reason that we kept the second round though, is because we wanted to see if people had the ability to rebuttal. That's why
Mm.
there's 2 rounds instead of one, right?
Mm-hmm.
We want to see if people had the ability to rebuttal, and we also wanted to see how people responded to pressure. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so
Facts.
you got busy, but what happens when your opponent get crazy on you? Can you respond back? Because sometimes, you can make a person choke just because you got crazy on them. Now you in their mind, like, oh shit, man, I don't know if my round's gonna be as good as yours. And
Mm-hmm.
next thing you know, they start having issues. Um, but yeah, so then like in the judges, that what we tell the judges, you're not judging the 2 people standing in front of each other who you thought won or lost. You're just evaluating what they did, right?
Mm. Yeah.
And after you see all 22 auditions, the judges get together and they deliberate and they say who was the top 6 to 7 guys that we liked the most. It could have been both people that battled each other that day. It could have been one of the 2 people that battled each other. It could be neither of the 2 people that battled each other. You know what I'm saying? But they just picking the top 6, and it's based off potential. So you could have somebody who may have technically lost to the person that they're standing in front of, but they may have a higher ceiling than the person that won. You know what I'm
I
saying?
see what you're saying. Yeah,
You
it's
know,
been
so
it's been times people battle and what I'm saying, the person might win right there, but the person that may have lost, that like what I'm saying, nope.
hmm
Like yeah, let's just keep it 100. Like they got more potential to go further than just what I'm saying right then and there. It's a fact.
exactly, exactly. And I seen a couple of those. I seen a couple guys who came in and did really well. Some people that's been around for a while, and you know, they may have done well that day, but I'm watching them and I'm going, okay, you're performing at your ceiling. If your ceiling is a 10, you're at a 9 today. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? Just that's good. But then there's another person in there and they're performing and they're at a level 6 today, but their ceiling, you can see it. It's a 15 or a 20. You know what I'm saying? If I'm
Yeah.
gonna gamble, I'm gonna gamble on the person who has that higher ceiling,
Yeah.
you know?
That's a fact.
And it's kind of like summer league play for in basketball or whatever, right? So teams draft their players, and then they do the summer league. In summer league, the teams on the GMs are not interested in the win-loss record of the team during summer league play. It's about development of their players. That's what it's all about. You know what I'm saying? So they'll go in and they'll know that their shooting guard is not great at knocking down the corner three.
Yeah.
But what they'll have an agenda going into summer league that, okay, we're gonna feed this particular person the ball in that
Mhm.
corner. You know what I'm saying? So we just want him to. We don't care how many times you miss. We just want you to work on that because you fired. Your game is great, but if you can master that corner three, you're gonna be 10 times better. So that's it's like that. We're developing talent. We don't expect people to come in, finished products. Um, I'm reading the comments, everything that's going on. They're like, oh man, I've watched at this point, episode one, episode two, 22 auditions. That's 44. That's 44 people you would have seen at this point.
Yeah.
Oh, but I saw 44 people and I ain't hardly seen any stars. D, let's keep it real. How often does a star come along?
Yeah, it's that it wouldn't make him a star or her a star if we seen it, you know what I'm saying? That
Yeah.
often. Like we had the same amount, we just used the girls. We had the same amount of females for like I want to say damn near close to a decade.
Hmm.
And now we really
Exactly.
and now we really just got Vixen
Flames.
and Flames. Oh, I'm sorry,
Vixen.
and KCJ. Like KCJ's been around, but well, yeah,
Hmm.
Vixen and Flames is kind of new. KCJ has been around, but she did become a star, I think, over last year.
Yeah. Vixen, Flames, and Coffee are
Mm-hmm.
probably like the new girls, and Yoshi,
Yoshi, yeah.
the the new girls who are blossomed out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I think people have a unrealistic expectation. Like, do you know how much? Like think about the NBA, for instance, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think they televise the first two or three rounds, right? So each team, I think there's 32 teams in the NBA at this point or something. I think each team gets one pick unless they traded it away or whatever. But it's like 30 some picks in the first round, and then there's a second round, a third round, a fourth round, right?
Yeah.
But let's just go in the first round alone with 31, 32 picks. 2 years later, out of the top 10 picks, they may be three players that's performing well. Think about that. Out of
Crazy.
30 some people, three players.
Mm-hmm.
It's not, you're not, that's not just not how it works. You're not gonna, how many stars did people expect to see out of two episodes? You know what I'm saying? And remember, we're gonna hit six cities. And
Oh,
I can tell
that
you
that
this.
that that's what I was just about to ask you. What other cities are y'all hitting? And then for people that don't know, what's the whole process like? What's the ending goal of the whole Crucible season one?
All right, got you. All right, so there's six cities. So y'all have seen Charlotte already, which Charlotte originally was the Atlanta region, but
Yeah.
because COVID had just hit, we just ended up doing it in Charlotte.
Okay.
So Charlotte was region one. Um, LA was actually region two.
Mm-hmm.
New York was region three. St. Louis was region four. Houston was region five, and Seattle was region six.
Okay.
Right. And mind you, like I said, we selected 22 people from each one of those regions. So we saw over 140 some auditions. And out of 140 some auditions, we chose the top 40 people.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Um, all right. So once we got down to those top 40 people, people don't know this, but last weekend we were in Phoenix, Arizona, and those 40 people. Now, this is how phase two worked. Because the first those six cities that we hit, that's phase one, where we just going around finding the people that we want to
Mm-hmm.
use for phase two. All right. And remember, for phase one, it's two 90-second rounds.
Mm-hmm.
Phase three, once we found those 40, we whittled it down to 40 people. What we did is now we assigned each person an opponent. So they had a specific person they was preparing and writing for. What you see in phase one, that's just generic bars they could have used for anybody. They didn't write for no specific person. They didn't even know
Mm-hmm.
who they was going to battle that day. For phase two, they knew specifically who they was going to battle, and they had at least 45 days to prepare for that person, right? Um, so all those people prepared for each other. Last weekend in Phoenix, Arizona, we had a 2 day event. With 10 battles on one day, 10 battles on the other day, right? And
Mm-hmm.
out of those 40 people, we're going to whittle that down to 16 people. And I can tell you,
Okay.
of what I saw this past weekend in Phoenix, the culture is in good hands. It's in good hands, man. There was some fire niggas out there, bro. Fire. Um, it we only taking the top 16. There are 10 solid guys, like for sure, shoe-ins. We like you don't even got to think. These 10 right here, automatic. We don't even got to debate with these 10.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next six are still really good guys too, but they might be interchangeable. You know, the number 11 guy could be number 14. The number 15 guy could be number 13. But that
Gotcha.
1 through 10 is crazy. All right, so once we whittle that 40 down to 16, we're gonna do one more event where we're gonna have 8 battles. And out of those 8 battles, we're gonna choose out of those 16 guys, we're gonna choose the top 6 guys out of those 16. And those 6 guys are gonna move on and they're gonna participate in Rookies versus Vets 3.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we do Rookies versus Vets 3. The top 2 performers from Rookies versus Vets 3 are gonna go on and battle each other for the $10,000.
Mm.
And then that's it. Then we start the whole process over again. We're gonna hit new cities. I think we're gonna go to Miami, Detroit.
Fire. So
What's
at
the
the
other
end,
city?
so at the end, the top 6 guys get a chance to go against vets on
Mm-hmm.
rookies versus vets, and then the top
Yep.
2 performers compete for 10 bands. Fire.
Yep. There you go.
That's fire.
You know, and it's gonna be dope because like right now, if I had to, because remember, I'm telling you, we just in Phoenix, we just did 20 battles, and we got to whittle that down to 16. I'm telling you,
Mm-hmm.
the top 10 is so crazy. But that mind you, D, I'm telling you, the top 10 is crazy. But these 16 niggas got to get whittled down to 6.
Mm.
If I had to whittle these 16 guys down to 6 right now, it would be incredibly difficult. There's guys in there that's that good. Number 7, number 8, number 9 would be getting they be getting a raw deal because it's hard. But that's what it's gonna be. We can
Yeah.
only take 6, you know. But yeah, nah, it's some dope dudes. Um, and you know the thing I like about the Crucible the most is the integrity of the process and the transparency of it. Things y'all wanted to know, things y'all wanted to see, you're getting to see it now. You know. Um, the little interview portions that's spliced into the episodes or whatever, you get to come be a little bit more familiar with the MCs and everything. Um, to know a little bit more of their story other than just rap, you know,
Yeah.
because it ain't just rap.
Nah, that's fire. I'm sold on that. 6 of them get an opportunity to compete on rookies versus vets, and then 2 get to compete for 10 bands, man. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
I might jump in the Crucible.
yeah. Nah, listen, D, listen, you probably gonna end up being one of the vets. I know you'll never duck no smoke, man, but yeah, man, there's some niggas in here. They might give you a run for your money. I ain't saying they're gonna win,
Yeah.
but they give you some run for your money, man. And these is guys, some of these guys I never heard of before. I never heard of them before. Guys
Nah,
come
that's
from regions
fire.
I didn't even really know they had battle rappers there, you know. So it's super dope. But
Nah, nah.
overall, I'm enjoying the feedback that I'm seeing from the fans as they watch the episodes.
Yeah.
Um, D, I don't know if you've seen, but episode 2 dropped this morning, shortly before we did this. But episode 2 for New York is out, and
Okay.
I know they was killing episode 1. And to be fair, rightfully so. Like the guys
Yeah.
weren't that good. Now, I will say this: what you saw from those guys on episode 1, I wouldn't take nothing from them because you know that's you saw 30 seconds, 30 to 45 seconds of a 2 round audition they did, and yet and still, um, that still isn't it doesn't define who they are as battle rappers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Um, D, what would you say is your poorest performance from in your career?
My poorest performance.
Yeah,
I wanna say Tay Rock. Oh,
say
oh,
rock.
oh, you
All
mean
right,
on URL or just in general?
just in general, in
Oh,
general.
in general, immaculate.
Immaculate. Okay. All
Yeah.
right. So imagine if niggas made a TV show and they showed 90, 45 seconds of your performance versus Illmac, and that's all anybody saw. That's all they knew of you. You know what I'm
Yeah, and
saying?
it's nasty. It's quiet for
Yeah,
me.
it's not a fact. So people have to remember that too. What you saw of these guys, even if they didn't do well, you got to remember that's just that one little piece you saw. That doesn't define their whole career. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? So,
that's a good point.
give these niggas some slack, man. Don't be
You know what I'm
killing them on Twitter and dragging them all over Facebook because you don't know all the other work that they put in. Somebody could just have a bad day at the office.
Yeah.
What's my man named Slugger? He kept repeating I had 3 days prep.
Yeah.
And he stepped in for somebody else that had to drop out. He did have
Okay.
3 days
Okay.
prep. But however, when you step in and when you accept the role, you got to accept the responsibility of what comes along with it.
Yeah. All the
Because
way.
if you would have,
All the way.
yeah, if you succeed, you accept the cheers. So when you fail, you got to accept the negativity too.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact.
Hmm
But
But
yeah,
mhm.
I got more insight on it now. So I hope that you know what I'm saying the people watching this and then the people that are dropping on YouTube for that was you know what I'm
hmm
saying confused about anything. Now they have you know what I'm saying more insight on what's actually going on with the Crucible. One last question. They said at
Yeah,
any given time will we be able to see the full battles?
yes, full battles are gonna come are definitely gonna come out. Like
Okay.
like I said, what they're watching now is just the audition phase. They only didn't see about another 90 seconds. They're only missing 90 seconds of rapping.
Okay.
If it's that important, yeah, of course they're definitely gonna get to see it. Um, but from here on out, you're gonna see all the battles in their entirety. So what we just did in Phoenix, you're gonna see all 3 rounds. Every minute
Mm,
these dudes was rapping. Every second they was rapping. You see
fire.
everything. The audition phase was the only phase that you don't see the whole performance. But once again, just like in American Idol, when American Idol first comes on and you see them traveling to all the cities, you don't see the full auditions. But when the show starts, when after they pick every who's going to Hollywood or whatever, when the actual show starts, you see people's full audition. I mean, not audition, you see their full performances, beginning to end. They get their full backstories, all of that. That's what you're gonna get in phase two. You're gonna get full
Okay.
backstories, full battles, all of that stuff. But we just couldn't make these episodes any longer than what they was. Like I said, we had to make 2 parts because it was over an hour long, just showing only 30 seconds. It's too much.
Got you. All right, bet. There y'all
Yeah.
have it, man. Crucibles. Next stop. Next stop that y'all releasing is Phoenix, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, we're about. This is an exclusive. Nobody knows this, but I'm gonna say it now.
Okay.
Um, the way we're gonna whittle down the guys from Phoenix who are the 16 that are gonna move on. We have a panel of judges. It's 3 judges. They're gonna get together. They're gonna watch the footage, and then after they watch all the footage together, and they're gonna be together too. And this is gonna be on camera, so it's transparency. They're not just gonna. We're not gonna send them the link to the battle and then they just watch it at home and then say what they think. No, we're gonna all be together. The 3 judges plus myself, the rest of the staff, all be together in one room. We're gonna review all the footage together,
Got you.
and those 3 judges are gonna whittle down who they think are the top 16 guys. And those 3 judges are gonna be Chilla Jones, Bill Collector, and Tay Rock.
Fire.
And the reason that we chose those 3 judges is because what I didn't want to happen, I didn't want to pick Chilla, JC, and B Dot because if I do that, they're probably inordinately gonna or naturally gonna lean towards
The
the
writers.
contestants with the yeah right yeah, you know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying. But I'm not gonna pick Bill Collector, Your Honor, and Dot because they're
Mm-hmm.
gonna probably lean towards the performers. Um, Not gonna pick DNA, Surf, and Tay Rock because y'all probably gonna be looking at stardom more than anything else. Y'all might miss the next JC.
Yeah.
Um, so everybody so Bill Collector addresses performance guys and guys with originality. Chilla Jones will address
The
he can
writers.
appreciate writing, and Tay Rock with no star power when he sees it probably better than the other two.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so that's how and they all have to agree on 16 guys. So Bill don't get to pick his 16 and Chilla his 16 and Tay Rock his 16. Collectively, they have to agree on 16 guys, and
That's
those
fire.
16 guys
I
are going
like
to move
that
on.
panel. I'm not mad at nobody on there. I think all of them got a good judge of, you know what I'm saying,
Hmm
for what they specialize
Yeah.
in. Nah, that's
And,
dope.
and remember, all of this is going to be on camera too. You're going to see the whole breakdown process. So they're going to watch all the footage. And then when they start deliberating, trying to break down find out who the top 16 guys are going to be, that's going to be on camera. And that process is going to be a lot like what you see with Jay Black and Champion of the Year.
Okay.
Those 3 guys sitting at a table, yo, I like this one. I think he should be number one, number two, whatever. And they're going to break it down like that.
Got you.
And
Nah,
once we
that's
get
fire.
that, we moving.
Copy. So yeah, you know what
Hmm.
I'm saying, shout out to P for putting together the Crucible. You know what I'm saying? I know you out there in Cali now. I know the event
Oh
is
yeah,
gonna be
yeah,
crazy tomorrow. Face offs tonight. I'm tuned
yeah,
in. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
I'm gonna
yeah.
tap back in with you after the event.
I appreciate you, bro. Thanks a lot. Also, shout out to the rest of the team though. KG, Bills, Kels, Floss, Nino, the Scouts, everybody, man. I know I get a lot of credit for for this Crucible thing. JB, that's my partner. It's not just me. It's a whole team concept, team effort. So I definitely can't take all the credit.
Got you.
Thesis, everybody.
Shout out to JB. Shout out to KD. You know what I'm saying? To the whole
Hmm.
team.
Appreciate you, bro. Thanks a
I
lot.
bet, no doubt.